my lovelies. If you are tuning in today, you are tuning in because of the UFO cow abduction zip bag. And today we will be doing the 7x11 or the 8x12, I can't remember. I think it's the 7x11. And you know I like to do the smaller ones on camera because they fit better, except that I got carried away because I love this design so much. So I've already done the 5x7, and on the 5x7 we don't have a cow being abducted in the beam. I'm going to put the cow up here as a dangle, just because the size of the cow versus the size of the bag, blah blah blah. We interrupt your regularly scheduled stitch outs to bring you cow dangles. All right, so if you got the UFO zip bag, you will have in there a zip file or a set of stitch files for the cow dangles without the dangle loop, so that if you want to hang them off of ribbons and incorporate them on the stitch out of the front of the bag so that the cow looks like he's being sucked up into the abduction UFO, this is the pattern you use. And just like all other dangles, you put down your stabilizer, you do your die lines, then we're going to stop it, and we are going to attach about 8 inches of ribbon to the center of our cows. Okay, yeah, so when you attach your ribbon and you want to, I mean, this is free flow, guys. This is kind of make it up as you go along. When you attach your ribbon, I'm using a variety of ribbon. This one is, get down there. This one is like 1/4 inch, and it's kind of opaque, or not opaque, it's kind of see-through. So you can see some of the ribbons through the back of that. And then I've also got some of this itty bitty teeny ribbon that I don't even know, what is this, a 1/16 of an inch? This is some seriously tiny ribbon. Also, here's the thing. You can have the cow being abducted straight up off its back. There is no guideline for this. This is just kind of make it up as you go along. Or you can have the cow being hoisted up by his booty. You know, because there's going to be a little bit of gravity. You know, top in first or bottom in first or what have you. Have fun with it. This one is a 6 cow in a hoop, because I also have this idea that eventually I'm gonna make a stuffy of a UFO, and I'm thinking I might want to have cows being sucked up into my UFO stuffy. I don't know, but it's always nice to have cows on ribbon hanging around extra. Let's see, I've done this one, I've done this one. Let's do a silver one, just so that if I do some silver glitter canvas. And do I want him being abducted? I don't even know how I want him being abducted. Let's see, we've got him coming out. Let's do straight off the back again, just because we're boring and plain. And again, once we get these stitched into the front of the bag, I don't know how they're going to hang necessarily because gravity and blah, blah, blah. We're going to come over here. I know that I'm using some rainbow hollow vinyl for one of these guys, and I'm hoping to line up that electric blue in the middle. So let's go ahead and do this one, and he's going to be grabbed by the butt cow as well. Blarg, 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 just like that. Okay, and we're going to get the ribbon out of the way so that when we put down our vinyl, we're not sewing the ends of our ribbon in, because that's always, well, we only want one end of the ribbon sewed in. Yeah. So let's see. Let's do this ribbon again, just because I can, because I got extra cows. And let's go ahead and make this one a butt abduction as well. There's so many jokes to be made right there. And again, once I go to actually put these onto the bag, in the bag, on the bag, sew them onto the design on the front, I have no idea how they're gonna hang. I'll probably know better once I cut them out and hold them by the ribbon and go, oh, that's how it hangs. And let's do the silver one again, because why not? La-di-da-di-da. Okay, so we've got our cowls die lines down, and we've got our ribbons attached, and we've got our ribbons safed and out of the way so that we don't. And then all we're gonna do is take a piece of white vinyl and float it over the top, making sure that our ribbons are laying flat and all that good stuff, and then do it just like a regular dangle. Do all of your design until the last stop, then attach the back, then cut them out. When we do cut them out, we wanna be super careful not to cut our ribbons. So I'll be back after all of that, Mashugana. Hey guys, I'm sorry, I'm a bad person. Please still love me. It's okay, really. So here's what happened. When I was doing that marathon sew out over last week, I was supposed to be also filming a whole bunch of how-to tutorials and such, and I'm putting the videos together to put them up on the YouTube channel this morning and write the actual PDFs. And I realized that I left you hanging on the cow dangle. I did not finish this off. And rather than run in there and set everything up and sew some cow dangles for you, I hope you don't mind, but we're gonna do a stitch simulator. Yeah, I love you, I promise. Okay, so just like all dangles, and the video, I did record this part where you run the die lines and then you hang the ribbon. After you've hung your ribbon and you've put your top vinyl on, you're gonna run color stops 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So you're gonna come all the way down on your color stops through the black, the brown, the pink, the coral, the khaki, and once you get this much of your cow stitched out on your dangles, then you are going to tape, just like a fob, the vinyl to the back, okay? For the UFO cow bag, the 4x4 only comes with a dangle with the actual loop, because you're going to, same with the 5x7, you'll be hanging it off the zipper pull, but the 6x10, 7x11, 8x12, and of course the set pack have a 1 in the hoop, 2 in the hoop, and a 6 in the hoop, loopless, no loop, cow dangle, so that you can do the ribbon thing. So by color stop 6, you will have done the ribbon, done the top vinyl, done all of this design, yada, yada, yada. Just before color stop 7, you'll flip your hoop over and tape your back vinyl on, and then you will run color stop 7, which will give you the tack together for the front and back. It's a bean stitch. On your pattern, it says to do it in white, do it in black. Then you will carefully cut out each of your cows, making sure that when you get to where the ribbon goes into the cow body, you cut the front vinyl first, then flip it over and cut the stabilizer and back vinyl second, so that you don't snip your ribbon. Then you will have your ribboned cow dangle ready for your bag. And again, guys, I am really totally sorry that this is not an action shot. This is a video of a stitch simulation. I hope you understand. Peace. This is really fun because you get to use some of your weird and wacky, can you see that? Yeah. Weird and wacky vinyls. And also it's just freaking cute because, dude, look. All right, so what are we gonna need besides medication? Okay, so it is a 1 hoop pattern. There's my pattern. Lots of color changes, lots of details. Ack! Okay, it's done on light blue marine vinyl. You will need clear vinyl for the UFO dome. See how he's behind glass, ha 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 ha. The cow dangle you will do separately, and he's included in the pattern. You'll also need some wild and funky vinyl for down in here. On the first two that I've done, I did this weird rainbow hologram, which looks fantastic. I may wind up doing that again for the 8x12 bag, because I'm keeping that one. This one I did some white rainbow sprinkles, and it looks okay. But this time I'm going to try some silver and see what happens. Yes, this is all flying by the seat of my pants. So we got vinyl, clear, funky. You will need a zipper that is approximately 1.5 to 2 inches longer than the width of your bag. Since this is a 7x11, you'll need a 9-inch zipper. You'll need your cow dangle, already completed. In your zip file, you'll find the one without the hoop, so you can put a ribbon on it and have him hang down. You'll also find one with the hoop, so if you want to use it as a pole, you can do that. I'm flexible that way. You will need 2 pieces of gross grain ribbon, approximately 3 inches. I'm using lobster claws because I'm going to turn this into a crossbody bag. You will also need some ollie fun to line the back of your bag so that that raw embroidery is not all over your bag. Okay. And you will need to hoop up a piece of medium weight cutaway. We're gonna throw it in the machine, and remember, because designing, we want to force your machine to stop. We use weird and wacky colors. So these first 5 steps, 1 through 5, are things like laying down your zipper and laying down your lobster claws and laying down your vinyl. They're all done in light blue. The first 5 steps are in light blue. Steps 6 through 11 are true colors. Steps 12 through 16 are all a silvery dark whisper gray. Again, we're forcing stops so that you can do your inset, your abduction inset. And 17 and 18 are true. 19, 20, and 21 are silvery gray again for the dome. 22 through 26 are true colors. And then 27 through the end of your bag are all back to that light blue to match your vinyl to give you a sky. And I just thought of something. You know what? When I do that 8x12 bag, I am going to make it a nighttime sky. I've got some awesome black glitter. So, look out for that one. That's going to be, oh wow. I've been doing it all daytime. I need to do one for the night because abductions happen at night. I am losing my mind. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to throw this bad boy in the machine, and we're going to do color stop 1, and we'll be back in a second. Okay, so we totally have our die lines. And I even have a side die line here if you totally want to make this like a wristlet bag, but I think the 7x11, that's going to be a big wristlet. All right, so we're going to take our gross grain ribbon, we're going to pass it through the ring part of our lobster claw. We are going to take 2 little pieces of tape. We are going to line this up so that it is about 1/4 of an inch below our die line. We're going to taper down. Tape, tape, tape. There we go. And we're going to tape the head as well, because you know how I feel about metal bits in my machine. Then we're going to take our other ribbon and D-ring, or not D-ring, lobster claw. Blurg. Look at me. I am not bright today. And again, we want it about 1/4 of an inch below. Taper down. And then I'm going to go ahead and run both color stop 2, which will tack these down, and 3, which will give me my die line and placement for vinyl. Back, vinyl and zipper. Back in a minute. Okay, so here we are. We've got our zipper tacked down. It's time to float our vinyl. Okay, I have cut 2 pieces of vinyl. Somehow or another, this turned into super roly-poly vinyl, and it wants to roll up on me. That makes me unhappy. It's gonna make my job harder. So I am going to use way more tape this time than I usually do, because this vinyl just wants to go flew. All right, it wants to go how? It wants to go flew. So I want to make sure I used a roto cutter and a ruler to cut up this here vinyl, and I want to make sure that it is nice and bucked up right against my teeth, my zipper teeth. And I want to make sure that I'm covering left, right, top, and bottom of my die line. And I'm going to throw a little piece of tape there. And then I'm going to come down here and make sure that I am nice and even and straight. Ah, see, it wants to roll up on me. We are going to have to do some securing tape. Way more tape than I usually use because this vinyl wants to go visit places. So, and we can't have that. You are not allowed to visit. You must stay put. Sit, heel. Okay, and I bet you the top is going to do the same thing to me. Ugh. Trials and tribulations, let me tell you. This life. There we go. Stay put. Don't go anywhere. Ha! Let's see you roll up now. They see me rolling. They hating. All right. So there, and see it's... I really hate doing this because it means I have to pick tape out of bean stitches, but guess what? It really wants to roll up on me, and we can't have that. So I'm going to throw... I never do that. I hate to do that, but there we go. Now we're going to put it back in the machine, and it's going to tack down our vinyl. And then I'm going to pull up an awful lot of this vinyl right here so that when it's doing the design, it doesn't sew the tape into the design. Back in a minute. Hey guys, here we are. We have got our vinyl tacked down, and we've got our zipper in place. I am going to pull up all these tapes so that when it starts doing the various decorative and fill stitches, it does not sew our tape into our design, because that would be bad. And then I'm going to throw it back in the machine, and we are not going to have another little visit, you and I, until we have sewed all of color stops 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. We are going to do all of color stops 6 through 11 before you and I come back together to take a look where we're at, what we're doing, how it's been. Did you have a good time? Did you see some friends? Did you send me a postcard? Blardy-dee, blardy-dee, blur. All right. All right, so seriously, guys, that's it. Throw it in the machine and run 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. Back in a bit. Okay, guys, so we have gotten all the way to color stop 13, and I went ahead and ran 13. 13 gives you the die line for the beam coming out of the UFO. You're going to need a piece of vinyl approximately 6 inches wide by 6.5 inches tall. Yes, I know this is way bigger than that, but it's what I had left at the end of the roll. So what you want to do is you want to make sure that your die line, oops, you can't see that, your die line down here is all the way covered left and right with about 1/4 to 1/2 inch to spare. And you want to make sure that your die line at the top, right up here, is also covered. We're going to put this bad boy down, and it's going to run a zigzag stitch. And then, oh, I know how much you hate this, but we're going to do an applique cut. So let me go ahead and get this in place and put it back in the machine. It's going to do a zigzag, and then we'll be back to applique trim it. Okay, I told you we'd be back in 2 seconds, and here it is, 2 seconds later. We are going to, actually it's not, it's like 5 minutes because I got distracted and had to do other things, but whatever. Okay, so we are going to trim on the outside of this V. Okay, again, using your applique scissors, you want to run the paddle on the stitch side, like so. And you're like, oh my God, you made that look so easy. I've been doing this for a long time, baby. All right. I've been doing this since I was doing applique on the sewing machine. Oh my God, 500 yards of, 500 feet of satin stitching on a sewing machine. Don't you just want to kill yourself? Okay, so there we go. We're gonna put it back in, and we are going to run color stop 14, which is gonna give us some levitation lines. 15, which will satin down. Is it 15 that satins down? I believe it's 15 that satins down this. And then we're gonna attach our cow. I'll be back to show you how to attach our cow. Okay, so I was wrong. It does the little beam me up beams, and then it gives you a little die line right here on where to put the ribbon for your cow. Now you want your cow's leg to be about where those beam me up lines end. So the next step is going to tack him in place, and then it's going to do satins, and it's going to do some UFO stuff. So you're going to want to stop after your ribbon is tacked and pull up this tape and trim your ribbon. We will be back for that. But you want to make sure that your ribbon is right perfect in the middle of the apex of yada. And you want to tape your ribbon down so it doesn't catch somewhere. And then I highly recommend taping your cow. Tape your cow. There you go. Okay, we're gonna run that tack down, and then I'll be back to pull up some tapes, and then we'll run a whole bunch more decorations. Literally, quickest color stop ever. All it did was put a bean stitch across the top of your ribbon to hold your cow ribbon in place. I am going to leave my cow tacked down and the bottom part of my ribbon tacked down because there should be no stitching going on here. I am going to trim that ribbon really, really close to that tack line. And I'm going to put it back in the machine, and I'm going to run color stops 16, 17, 18, and 19. We'll be back between 19 and 20. Okay, hey guys, we are now at between color stop 19 and 20. 19 gave you a die line right here in a kind of a silver to float your piece of clear vinyl so that your alien is under a dome. You're just gonna float a piece of 16, 18, or 20 gauge clear vinyl right there, and then it's gonna run a zigzag. We'll be back to trim that zigzag in just a second. I told you that was super quick. So now we are just going to applique cut that clear vinyl away from the alien's dome on his UFO. Just like that. Now we're gonna throw this back in the machine, and we are gonna run color stops 21 all the way through 26. You will not see me until 27. Peace. Okay, folks, here we are. Finally, all done. Well, not all done. We have to, attach the back and attach the ollie and all of that. So here we are. All the design is all stitched out. Yay. We're gonna flip this bad boy over, and we are gonna coat the entire back, the whole back. Every last bit of it with our ollie. And the reason being is because we've got stitching at the top and at the bottom, and we want to hide all that stitching to keep it from being hanging loose and rattling around on the inside of your bag. So I am actually going to coat the whole thing in ollie, and we're not going to have to cut out for a zipper or anything. Yay. That is just going to tack the whole mushugana all the way down to our front. And we're going to throw that in and run it. Ooh, that tape is, one, lumpy. Oops, sorry, I'm off screen. Y'all need to tell me when that happens. Oh, wait a minute, it's video. All right, and right there. We're gonna run the whole outline of the bag and then come back and attach. Oh, wait a minute, no, this does have a zipper, so we'll have to cut the zipper out, and I'll show you that in just a second. Okie pokies, here we are. We've attached the ollie to our back. So now we need to prepare for our zipper trick and cut away some ollie. So what I am going to do to make my life easier is I'm going to open that zipper. And I'm going to tape the head down so it stays out of my way. I am also going to put a little piece of tape on my zipper transition right here, and ditto right there. I am going to grab my seam ripper and open up a turning hole in my zipper and my ollie. Okay, I am going to flip this over, and I am going to cut away some of this ollie so that it does not interfere with my zipper trick too much. And come over here. And come over here. And come down here just a little bit. Give me some working room. How's that? All right, the rest of this can stay because when we cut the bag, we'll be cutting all the excess off. We're gonna throw it in the machine, and it is going to do color stop 28. It'll do a single bean here, or a single stitch here, here, and here. That gives us cutting lines. Back in a second. All right, here we are. We have done the little tacks. So now we need to trim our zippers a little bit and do some stuffy and tapey. And ooh, I really kind of bungled that, didn't I? We'll put that tape back in just a minute. All right, so remember, new trick. We do still cut the ribbons all the way to the tack line, but when we cut the teeth about 1/4 of an inch back. That way, when we flip the bag, those raw edges don't show. And then seam rip, tuck, tuck, pull them through the back. We're going to put our piece of tape so our transition works. Flip it over. Grab some tape. Cross our tails. We want that cross to be really close to our seam line, stitch line. Tape them down. Yay. Flip it over. Pull this tape back. Woohoo. We're going to snip all the way to the line. Boom. Boom. But we're going to cut about 1/4 of an inch back. There we go. Tape down. That is not a super sharp seam ripper anymore because I have abused it. Okay, so we're gonna get the super sharp one out here. There we go. There we go. Super sharp. Tuck, tuck, tuck. Pull through. Tape down. Flip over. Crisscross. Applesauce. Tapey. Yeah. There you go. Throw it back in the machine. Bean stitch, bean stitch, bean stitch. cut line, cut line. Oh, sorry, cut line, because it's going to show us where we need to cut to pull those lobster claw assemblies down. So we'll be back for that and adding the back in just a moment. See how super fast and quick that was? Yay. So we got a little bit of cleaning up to do. Well, first we're gonna remove this tape. We're gonna remove that tape. We're gonna remove that tape. Remove that tape. We're gonna, come over here. We're gonna trim this little hair. We're gonna pull this tape up as well. I hate when that happens. Got a hair there, got a hair there. Where are my tweezers? I'm gonna pick that out of my stitches because I'm a bad person. There. 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 Got a little hair there. Okay, so that's looking good. We got, it appears that my multi-needle is leaving little gifts behind. We're gonna flip this over. We are going to, while we are back here, we are gonna make sure that we do have a turning hole. Ugh, can you imagine? And then we're gonna come back to the front and we have to lay our lobster claw assemblies down. So we are gonna snip right up to, but not on top of, that little bean stitch right there that tells us, boom. We're gonna pull this lobster claw down this way, and we're gonna put some tape right there. We're gonna come and snip that little hair. We are going to snippy snip, snippy snip, cut across, woohoo! Do this, do that, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, there we go. Make sure that our stitch path is gonna be nice and clear. We're gonna leave our cow. Nah, we are going to go ahead and let our cow flop around. How's that? Floppy cow. Now we're gonna take our back, and I'm gonna use black because I'm running out of this blue and I'm gonna need it. So I am going to make sure that my back covers all of my front. I'm gonna take a little tape, not a whole bunch, oops, just a little bit, 2 at the top, 2 at the bottom. Gonna throw this back in the machine and run color stop, blah, blah, 30, which is not the last color stop. 31's a dead stop. It forces your needle head to go where there's not bulk. So we'll do 30, then we'll come back, we'll trim and turn, and you will see UFO cow abduction bag all done and ready to go. Oh my God, here it is. Are we really almost done? Yes, this is one of the longer, more involved bags that I've done, but after the love and success and clamoring of the Cheshire bag, I figured there's some of you out there that like this kind of pain. So every now and again, every bag from now on will not be this long and involved, I promise. But every now and again, I will let my creative muse run away. So we have taken all of the tapes off of everything. We're gonna come back here and we are going to trim away from our zipper all of this, there we go, stabilizer. Remember, go slow, be safe, be careful. It would suck so much to have spent so much time and effort doing this bag only to cut your zipper or your stitches. All right, yabba hooba, we're gonna unhoop now. Whee! There she blows. And then we are gonna go ahead and trim as much of this away as we can with our handy dandy roto cutter and straight ruler, because all we really want to do is hand cut our curves, or our corners, so they curve out correctly. This saves so much time from hand cutting. Remember, you want to be about, oh, I want to say 1/8 to 1/4 of an inch away from your seam. Again, you really don't want to mess this up this close to the end. The end is nigh. I don't know about you guys, but I'm exhausted. I'm ready for a nap. Now we're going to take our scissors and we are going to curve our corners so that they pokey outy correctly. Once we turn this bad boy inside out, or right side out, or upside down, or something. I don't know. No. There we go. Now we are going to stick our finger in here and we're going to pull some tapes off to make it easier, less bulk. We're going to pull the one off the zipper and see if we can't get that zipper all the way open to make turning even easier, because I'm about the easy. And yes, we can. And we're going to remove that little tape. And now we're going to stick finger down here all the way in the bottom. And we're going to try with our thumb to force that to turn. Turn. Okay. We're going to bring it all the way up to this hole. Let's see if we can't get that one turned too. Yay. Come on. Don't you want to be like your brother and turn too? There we go. All right. Now, we are going to carefully, when we turn, work past the zipper because we don't want to pop our zipper off its teeth. Oh, look at all that. Now we're going to come up here and we're going to do the same thing. A thumb in a corner. Push with your finger. Thumb in a corner. Push with your finger. All right, now we got to go back and with something solid yet rounded, we want to poke out, pokey. And remember, we're having to train this vinyl. It's never bent this way before, so it has to learn. We're going to poke everything out. Squish. We're going to roll our seams, trying to train that vinyl and see how nice that zipper is when we leave about 1/4 of an inch. Nice. Roll your boat. No, wrong song. Roll Tide? No. Boo. I just lost a customer, didn't I? All right. Squish. Squish. Pull. Hey, where are you going, Bessie? There you go. And we are done with the 7x11 UFO cow abduction bag. Woo! I hope you guys had as much fun as I did. Talk to you later. Bye.